Well. Look who stumbled back onto one of my videos. Or maybe this is your first video. Or my first video. What? Thanks for stopping by. If this is your first time on my channel, willkommen, bienvenue, welcome to cabaret, to cabaret, to cabaret. If this is not your first time here, what's up, hot stuff? How you doing? Let's kick it later, okay? I have recently surpassed a monumental milestone in my plan to become the #1 influencer in the entire world. I've passed 100 subscribers. Yes, thank you. Thank you. She's in the triple digits now, folks. She's in the triple digits. As someone who knows approximately 5 people in real life, I'm kind of feeling like the most famous person in the world. And as the most famous person in the world, Queen of YouTube, not said by me, said by YouTube. I could show you the email, but I trust that you trust me and know that I'm not. Why would I make that up? Why would I lie about YouTube congratulating me on my new royal status as the Queen of YouTube? I wouldn't. That would be dumb and pathetic. Who'd do that? Not me. But as the new Queen of YouTube and the most famous person in the world, I've decided to do whatever I want. Because as we all know, famous people can do just that and receive little to no repercussions for those actions. And what I want, more than anything, is to talk about my favorite darn thing in the entire world, and that's AMC Plus's Interview with the Vampire. That's right. What else was it gonna be? Okay, if you've seen one of my videos, you know. All right, don't act shocked. Don't act surprised. It's literally in every one of my videos. You keep telling me. You're like, Autumn, you gotta stop talking about Interview with a Vampire in your videos. You can't keep bringing it up in every single conversation. You have to stop saying Lestat is in-game. This is a funeral, and that's inappropriate. Get over it! I'm the most famous person in the world, and AMC has so kindly decided to offer us up a nice, juicy, tasty buffet of content. Last week at the Television Critics Association panel, we got cast photos at the panel. We got new set photos of season 2. We got a release date for season 2. May 12th is when episode 1 premieres. And I am accepting volunteers to come to my apartment and just monitor my health. Preferably someone who knows how to operate a defibrillator, because my heart might stop from excitement that day. It just might, okay? So if you would like to be considered for that position, leave a little comment and I'll get back to you. But most importantly, folks, most importantly, we got a new 30-second teaser trailer. Right? I have to calm down. It's very exciting. Listen, this is for my Interview with a Vampire girlies out there. All 2 of you who are out there, this is for you, okay? We're gonna get mental. We're gonna get crazy. Everybody else is gonna look at this video and start ordering their straitjackets and no-slip socks on Amazon for me, okay? And I'm fine with that. I've accepted it. That's just part of who I am now. But I'm gonna say, if you haven't watched season 1 of Interview with a Vampire yet, do you hate me? Is that what it is? Like, what else have I asked of you? In like the year and a half that it's been, have I asked of anything of you other than this? What are you doing? What could be a better use of your time? It's been a year and a half at this point. Do you not want your life to be better? Do you not want to feel the richness of the wind on your face and the happiness of a sunrise? You're not going to feel it as much if you don't watch Interview with a Vampire, okay? That's just how it is. So go watch season 1, then come back to this video and finish watching it. Also, too, though, I will say, if you do not want any sort of spoilers for season 2, hello, Heater, nice of you to drop by. She's ready for the gossip. Click off now. I would love to have you in the conversation, but also I respect someone who wants to go into a season totally blind, totally not expecting what's going to happen. And as someone who has read the book, I have a general idea of what's going to happen. However, I will say they take so many creative liberties with the subject material. They're doing so many interesting new things. I don't know really what they're going to do. So I might not be spoiling anything. This is going to be all me theorizing based on what I think I know. So, hey, stick around. I'll try to leave out the main spoiler for this season, but you'll probably still pick up on it just from the other things that I say. That out of the way, I guess, without further ado, season 2. Right? Like, she's kind of a poet, okay? Why are you being so loud? I get it, I'm excited too, but you need to pipe down so I can talk about this. Okay, so the heater is shut the fuck up. Thank you. Without further ado, let's watch this little teaser together. It's only 30 seconds, it's fine.
Who are you, Louis?
I'm your brother.
Who are you outside of me? If there was no me, and there was no him, who would you be?
What happened next?
Oh! Oh! I can't. Okay, get it together, get it together. Be a professional. Oh my god. Let's start at the beginning, shall we? First up, can I just point out here, right here, what is this? What is this, everybody? Let me ask the class. That says Hotel du Lion d'Or. Remind us of anyone? Anyone at all? Maybe? Is there anyone who like that kind of maybe sounds like maybe a certain blonde bitch out there? A Lestat and Claudia? Hello? This is what I'm talking about. Every single detail of this show is so lovingly attended to. Okay? Whether this is like, I don't know if this is a set or if this is a genuine street corner somewhere. If it's a genuine street corner and this is real, it's diegetic, it's natural to the environment, them including it in the shot, that's purposeful. That's big brain, okay? They did that on purpose. If it's not, even fucking better. Marla Parachute, you're a genius, and I love you. This is the type of stuff I'm talking about. He's there in the fine details, haunting the narrative, okay? Okay. We haven't even started the teaser, and we already have things to pour over. This is good shit. This is, oh, that's what I said. Oh, I know? Okay. All right, I'll let them know. I just received report that is, in fact, good shit. Good shit! Okay, let's get into it.
Who are you, Louis?
I'm your brother.
Defining himself by his relationship to others. It's giving identity crisis. It's giving, I don't know who I am outside of the people that I surround myself with. It's giving codependent Louis de Pointe-de-Lac. Who are you? I'm so fascinated by this line of questioning, and I think that this will be a thesis, one of the many theses of the show. Obviously, memory being a monster, all that jazz, toxic relationships, all that. But who is Louis de Pointe-de-Lac outside of Claudia's brother, Lestat's lover, the stern businessman, the deferential landlord, the loyal son? Who is Louis de Pointe-de-Lac?
Who are you outside of me?
Who are you outside of me? Cut to Louis looking at the one person who would love it if he was outside of Claudia. What is that called again, class? What is that called? Foreshadowing. Foreshadowing. Who are you outside of me? Louis, I am up Armand. Who are you outside of me? Well, I'm looking for someone else to replace the void that you are creating. I mean, this is class A editing right here. Jacob Anderson mentioned in the TCA panel that there's some rifts starting to form between him and Claudia without the boogeyman that is Lestat lording over them to be their common enemy, they start to realize perhaps there are some problems that weren't just attributed to Lestat. They got some problems with each other. As Daniel pointed out in season 1, time and time again, Louis has chosen Lestat over Claudia. And, you know, that's going to build a rift. That's going to create some resentment. That's going to pop up again. Okay? Jacob Anderson also mentioned at the TCA panel how Louis is trying to acclimate still to their new relationship as brother and sister, but he's always going to see her as the daughter. He's always going to see her as the baby. He's always going to see her as the doll, which Claudia ain't about it. She wants to be her own woman. And when you have a partner like Louis, who doesn't necessarily want to be their own person because they don't know how to be their own person, it's going to create some tension because she's going to start pushing away. And as such, he's going to start clinging to others to fill that void. Cue Mr. Joe Eyes Armand over here. Can I also just point out that this scene and this scene are not the same. They're two different scenes. This is from the Murder Mansion clip that they released last year. As you can tell, Louis is in a light jacket. He's in a brown jacket in here. So the editors knowingly selected clips of Louis and Armand looking their flirtiest and sluttiest. And I have to respect that. I mean, you really must commend the commitment to the gay agenda. That's quality stuff. Who's doing it like Interview with a Vampire? Nobody, okay? No one. Look at these faces. I mean, good God. Jacob Anderson. Besides Zaman, you're smoke too tough. You're eye fucking too visceral. They'll kill you. The locals have already called the fire department, okay? The trucks are on their way. Put the smoke out. Jesus Christ, get a room. We can't wait to see it. We can't wait to see it. Moving on.
If there was no me.
Can I just say, too, the subjective camera movements here, okay? Louis and Claudia are centered in the screen. It's handheld. What does that mean? What does that mean? That's storytelling through camera movement, okay? Perhaps it means that we're getting the less nuanced, the less rehearsed story here, okay? Things are getting real. Things are getting a little too real, perhaps. We're getting a little shaky. We're getting a little jittery. The memories are starting to shake and quake a little bit. Because she's asking good questions here.
If there was no me, and there was no him, who would you be?
Can I just say, and there was no him. Who is him? Who's him? Who's him, you might ask? His name is, I think it's like Lestat or something weird like that. When I saw this, I jumped out of my chair. I clung to the ceiling. I broke through the ceiling. I started floating into the stratosphere. I looked down at the earth. I saw all of you sitting in your homes with no pants on. You really should put pants on, honestly. You'll sweat all over your leather chairs. And I floated up to God, and I said, God, I want to thank you personally for putting this blonde bitch back on my screen. Thank you very much. I needed it. I really needed it. And God said, I do this for you, Autumn. Just how I do everything. It's all for you. It's you. It's you. It's all for you. Everything I do. I tell you all the time. Heaven, it's a place on earth with you. Now, I don't really know what all of that means, but Queen of YouTube, Queen of the Universe, I don't know. I'm growing, okay? It's the religious imagery of it all. It's the Catholic guilt of it all. It is Ash Wednesday today, by the way. Just like if you were curious. It's the what need of Christ have done to make me follow him like Matthew or Peter, dress well to begin with, and have a luxurious head of pampered yellow hair. Oh my God, of it all. That quote literally makes me so insane. It makes me so insane. Call Anne Rice an alpaca because that bitch was spitting. Oh! The Lestat Jesus symbology never stops, and it never should. I love it. It's the father paying for the sins of the children of it all. You know. but also paying for the sins of himself, because really, like, seriously, he had it coming. He got what he deserved. Also, by the way, this is definitely Eastern Europe, okay? So I'm guessing this is probably from the first episode, I would say, because I don't think that they're going to spend way too much time of the season devoted to the Eastern Europe storyline. Pretty much, for those of you who don't know, when Claudia and Louis first go out to Europe, they're searching like in Transylvania and all that area, Romania, Bulgaria, where legends of vampires first originated, and they run into these fun little guys called revenants, and they're more akin to like the spooky dooky vampires from legends. They have no soul, they have no real brain, there's only bloodlust. Freaky deaky stuff happening. Love it. This is when Louis really starts to kind of come to terms with, yeah, maybe I liked Lestat more than I let on. Maybe I'm feeling intense guilt about what happened and what went down. Maybe I miss him a lot. No, shush, don't say that. Please, don't say that. I don't. I always wanted to forget him, and yet it seemed I thought of him always. It was as if empty nights were made for thinking of him, and sometimes I found myself so vividly aware of him, it was as if he'd only just left the room, and the ring of his voice were still there. And somehow there was a disturbing comfort in that, and despite myself, I'd envision his face. Hello. A sickness rose in me more wretched than anguish when I saw what my dreams were doing. I wanted him alive. In the dark nights of Eastern Europe, Lestat was the only vampire I'd found. Girl! Honey! It is Valentine's Day today. Put that on a card and send it out to your Valentine. Oh my God. Okay. That vibe, this is what this is. He's hallucinating Lestat. He's wanting to see him, but also not wanting to see him. Because again, that's how guilt works. Louis looks very apprehensive here. So I'm guessing this is probably the first time he's hallucinating him. Also, too, I just want to say, I think these clothes are the same as these from the first trailer that they released last July. It's a light shirt with like not a full collar and a dark jacket. His hair's all frazzled. He looks a little bit loosey-goosey, a little bit ruddy and rough. And he's clinking glasses with, I mean, who else? Who else would he be clinking glasses with in Eastern Europe? He don't know nobody out here, okay? Okay. We all know whose hand that is. So, my guess is he has this initial hallucination here of Lestat coming to. He probably runs away. Or maybe they have a discussion. I don't know. But I would imagine it's probably, for the first time, pretty disorienting. And then he sees him again later on in a cafe and is cheersing him. Maybe he's come to terms a little bit with, oh, yeah, I do actually want to see you and I miss you. And we're going to have a little fun chat. It's the longing of it all. It's the regret of it all. It's the pained princess of it all. We love to see it. Also, too, I want to point out, so when Louis and Claudia first go to Eastern Europe in the books, obviously the only vampires that they're running into for a while are these revenant vampires. Hello again, Heater. And Louis is starting to fear that perhaps him, Lestat, and Claudia were the only vampires like them who still had a brain and who still had, you know, remnants of their humanity. And he's thinking, oh my God, did we kill our only opportunity to know more about ourselves and know more about our purpose in life? And again, Claudia is kind of leading the charge on this whole like journey for enlightenment and finding other vampires and everything. And when that journey is going south, it kind of leaves Louis, you know, feeling deeply morose about his place in the world. And he's kind of thinking back to when he had a place in the world, when he didn't have to think about anything beyond him, Claudia, and Lestat. And he's missing that family setup. It's sweet. You know, he's the most human vampire. He holds on to his humanity, the values that he had when he was human. That's why he doesn't like to kill, because he wouldn't have killed people as a normal human. He doesn't want to do that as a vampire. And so a big part of him is his own self-hatred, that he has to do something that he finds morally reprehensible. And it's really hard to kind of figure out who you are when you're too busy hating yourself, you know? It's hard to have some one-on-one time and figure out what you like and what you want to be about if all of your thoughts concerning yourself are you're terrible and you're a monster. Hence the codependency. And again, hence the fear when they're running into all of these revenant vampires of, oh my God, we're never going to know anything more about ourselves. We're never going to know our purpose. And I'm succumbing to the futility of life. So yeah, just like fun little girly thoughts I'm just throwing out there, whatever. Okay, we're going to move on. I've talked about this enough. Also, can I just point out, if you couldn't tell, he's in the crucifix pose, okay? Ankles crossed, arms out, hair splayed. He's looking fabulous. Honestly, death becomes her. Oh my God. Meryl Streep, Goldie Hawn, they say, what's up, girl? Give us your secret. Join the club. Has a corpse ever looked this gorgeous? I don't think so. Again, sorry, Jesus. That is, in fact, shade. You're just not doing it like him. Could Jesus have been killed in custom Gucci boots? I don't think so. Okay? It's not on my crucifix. What is the quote? Live, serve cunt, die, rise from the grave, serve more cunt. Thank you very much.
Who would you be?
No answer. He doesn't know. Who would he be? Again, fascinated to see what answers to this question may arise out of this season. Okay, so direct cut to, they're riding off on the fun little motorcycles that the vamp gang has. So this scene, I'm guessing it precedes this other scene that we saw from the very first trailer here. Everybody's in the same garb and everything like that. It looks like some sort of induction ceremony, essentially, for Claudia. Joining the coven. Everybody's sharing blood. Everybody's taking off their clothes. Not really. Everybody's having a good old girly time. Except for, pointedly, Louis is not here. I'm curious to see if he's watching, or maybe this is Claudia going out on her own, separate from Louis. And again, this is going to be kind of showing her distancing herself from their relationship to try to find these new vampires. Because again, this whole venture, this was all Claudia's idea. She wanted to find other vampires and know more about, the life. Louis is just along for the ride. He's Claudia's yes man. Also, can we just zoom in on Armand there in the background? I adore his commitment to always showing the most cleavage. He said, you can see my tits or my teeth. Pick one. And we haven't seen the teeth yet. So this is how they're subduing, keeping us at bay. They're like, oh, we're not going to show you his fangs yet, but we'll give you more tits, okay? Are you good with that? Yeah, we're good with that. Two with this, I think it's very important. The cutaway, again, editing. It means something. It's storytelling through editing. We have Claudia, like I said, being, accepted into this coven. So we think. Finding a place, finding a home here at this theater. Direct cut to who other than Lestat. A, this is effective for showing his constant presence, haunting the narrative yet again. But B, how Claudia mirrors Lestat. She is, after all, his dark child. Evil of his evil. Claudia broke his heart. Book quotes, bitch. Book quotes. How he, 200 years prior also found a home there. That's where he was free. That's where he became a person. And that's also subsequently the place that introduced him to the vampire that ended up turning him against his will. Rip. So it's a very hopeful place, but it's also a place entrenched in tragedy. And that theme is only going to continue in this season. Also, I'm just going to point out really quick, we're for sure getting 1700 shit. We've seen set photos of Sam all in the garb, Well, they've released the set photos of Lestat and the red coat. under the cemetery of Les Innocents. And Armand looking crispy, dirty, sexy as hell underneath it all. So I'm very excited for that. Okay, moving on. Do you see that? Do you see that? You blink and you miss it. Louis throwing some blonde bitch around. Wonder who that could be. Who could it be? Everybody's asking. Who could it be? Actually, everybody was asking, because this was another one of the little clips that they added in that Instagram reel, and we all thought that it was something else. Except for I did see someone on Twitter when we first saw this be like, that kind of looks like blonde hair. And I was like, no, it's just the light catching it. Look who was wrong. It was me. I'm the problem. It's me. Jacob Anderson, DCA panel. Oh my God. Oh my God. I mean, come on. Louis looking more forlorn, more regretful than any girl has ever looked in their life. This is how I look when I think back on the cheesy potato griller that is now discontinued from Taco Bell. Why did they do that? Why did they take that away from me? Tragedy. Also, we know from the first trailer that this is in fact Louis reacting to seeing Lestat and Lioncourt's portrait for the very first time.
Because I do believe I felt some trepidation when the name Lestat was uttered.
Who?
As Armand stated, Louis is looking with trepidation, okay? Of course you would move a continent away and run into your ex's long-lost situationship. Of course that would happen. These vamps, they know Lestat, which is a cause for concern for Louis and Claudia, who kind of killed Lestat. You know, what if they find out about that? How are they going to react to their co-founder of their beloved theater getting murdered by them? What are they going to think of that? It's a scary situation out here, folks. It's spooky up in here. So next up, we have this shot of Louis kind of falling away from an embrace with Armand. Now, when I first saw this, I thought Louis was just kind of looking disillusioned and was kind of like stepping away from Armand. But someone else pointed out on Twitter that it kind of looks like maybe maybe Armand is sending Louis to sleep. And I gotta say, now that they point that out, it really does. I mean, his eyes are kind of closing. He's kind of dipping away. It could be. Armand is very powerful with the mind gift, and he's used it on vampires and humans alike to kind of exert his will over them. So he could be sending Louis to sleep so that he won't fight a certain upcoming tragedy about to play out. If you know what I mean, if you catch my drift. Also, too, I could be grasping at straws here. This kind of looks like, I think this is the same outfit. I think this is from the same scene as this one here. Because Louis is wearing this brown jacket with like a light blue, almost denim-y looking collared shirt that's unbuttoned. Armand's in this gray jackety, like thick material jacket looking thing. And then switch to this perspective. Again, it's low light on this side, but this looks like a brown, thick fleece kind of jacket, like we saw. And then a light, if nothing else, a light collared shirt that is unbuttoned because we don't see it like clasping at his throat here. And this, to me, looks like that same kind of dark gray, thick material jacket from before. Also, I mean, from this angle, on the opposite side of the 180 line, it is dark, but you can see on Louis' face here, the back of Armand's hair, it's quite warm, goldeny light that we can kind of see here too. Again, I'm grasping at straws. This could be nothing, and I don't know what it means if it's the same scene, but I'm just here to point things out, okay? Next up, we have Armand looking just so gorgeously grieved, okay? Man, this is how I looked the other day when I dropped my Rice Krispie on the ground at work. Absolute tragedy. Because that floor is nasty. I'm a firm believer in the 5-second rule. Call me disgusting, call me gross, call me whatever you want. I'm famous, remember? Whatever you say doesn't matter. It's only what I say. I wasn't going to eat this Rice Krispie off of this floor because... gross. Anyways, it's giving... I could not prevent it. He definitely could have, though. Like, we're all in agreement that he totally could have. He looks so gorgeous while he grieves, though, so we're going to give him a pass because I mean, whatever you're doing, babe, keep it up. It's working. You're glowing. Even when you're sad, you're glowing. Look at that warm light on his face. I mean, come on. We can't see the cleavage because unfortunately his arm and the railing is blocking it, but we know it's there. And that's what's important. We know that even though he's sad, even though he's going through the ringer right now, he will not let his titties be unseen, okay? They will carry him through this. The weight of the world rests not on his shoulders, but on his gorgeous, gorgeous pecs, okay? And to alleviate himself of all that weight, he's got to let them be free, okay? And I respect that. I respect that. Thank you. Thank you for what you do. So remember the little blonde frazzled hair from earlier getting thrown around? Yeah. Who is that? Who else would it be? Okay. Cut to the biggest whore the world has ever seen. Just absolutely getting his brain smashed about on this lovely stone facade here. It's okay. He likes it. He said, throw me around some more, gay boy. Did we not remember episode 2? Do we not remember episode 6? Look at the smile on his face. He's having the time of his life getting thrown around by Louis. I mean, man knows what he likes. He knows what he likes. Can we fault him for that? Can we say, boo, don't enjoy this. This is wrong. No, Lestat is wrong. He's the wrongest. And we love him for it. B, a little bit of head smashing. It's all right. He ain't got nothing in there anyways to hurt. So keep it up, Louis. You're doing God's work. But you can see, I mean, there's blood on the wall back there. So he's been whacking this thing for a while. That's what she said. So Louis, he's raging. He's losing it. He's not having a good time anymore, okay? He's not reflecting fondly on his relationship with Lestat at the moment. This is not one of those lonely nights were made for thinking of him moments, okay? This is the he was a sow's ear kind of moments, okay? But after, the fun little head bashing, we cut to Louis, looking around, looking on edge, perhaps, maybe losing touch with reality, perhaps, maybe never getting away from the sound of the woman who loves you, perhaps, Silver Springs, Fleetwood Mac's. Louis, are you listening to it? Are you getting it? Are the messages coming through? I mean, this is the same scene. This is how I think it plays out. These are the same clothes. Look at this. So we've got the blue outer jacket, the navy blue shirt with the white undershirt here, the light blue shirt. Also, too, I mean, he's walking around in like a park. There's greenery behind him. There's a conveniently placed stone wall right here in this shot. It's just waiting, just calling out for some skulls to just get battered against it. And Louis, what is he to do but not give the wall what he wants? He's got to give the wall what he wants, okay? This wall said, please, Louis, I need brain matter on me. Do something about that. And Louis said, fine, I will. Give me just 2 seconds. I've got a blonde bitch who I can throw around. And look, greenery behind. Look at the color scheme. Greenery behind. That's definitely the wall. I mean, that's it. Here's what I'm thinking. And this is based on nothing other than the voices in my head. Look what Lestat is wearing here. Look familiar? Look familiar, everybody? It's his proposal outfit, okay, guys? It's the same shirt, same vest as here. Also, too, last year, we received this lovely little set photo from a extra who maybe wasn't supposed to leak this photo, we don't know, of Lestat and Louis in this bar, also in those same outfits. So, bear with me here just a little bit more, okay? From the trailer that they released last year, we also had this clip of Louis looking at Armand at this cafe. Look at that background here. Look at the black background here. Green walls and everything like that. Looking a little bit familiar, we think. Maybe. Here's what I'm thinking. And again, this is based purely on the voices in my head. Now we know last year there was a casting call that was, went out for some dudes, some couples who were willing to kind of be extras, making out, getting a little frisky in a park. What does this right here look like? It looks like a park. doesn't it? We know Armand is going to try to kind of open Louis up to experiencing the world in a way that he hasn't been able to experience it in America. You know, all of these European sensibilities we've been hearing about. I think Armand is going to be like, Louis, you need to loosen up a little bit. You need to have a little taste of the local flavor. I think he's going to propose, how about we go visit this fun little park and you see what life could be like out here. We go to this park, we see some amorous engagements. Perhaps, maybe things are starting to happen with Louis, who knows? And all of a sudden, who else comes by? They crash this fun little thing, other than the reminder of the love that is now past and gone, Lestat de Lion to haunt his babe and be like, hey, remember when we would do this freaky deaky shit to each other? Yeah. What's that like? And Louis gonna be like, dude, can you let me off? I'm trying to get my bone on. And Lestat's gonna be like, no, I'm here just to say hi. Be a little jealous. Remember when I said that you could fuck whoever you want?
Of course.
You can't, because I'm in your head, I'm in your heart, I'm in your very blood. Okay. I think Louis is going to be a little bit pissed about that. He's going to be like, dude, can you fucking leave me alone? I have killed you once already, and I'll do it again. Hence, head bashing. With all this in mind, he's in this location too. What does that mean? Is he going to appear at this cafe as well? I could be completely wrong about the park. It could be Louis is having a little conversation with Armand. Armand being like, hey, I'm hot, you're into me, I'm into you. If 1 + 1 = 2, and 2 + 2 = 4, then what the fuck are we? Let's make this math count. All right, 1 + 1 = 1, okay? And perhaps while Armand is propositioning Louis, who does Louis start to see in the corner of his eye? I don't know, none other than this bitch showing up in there like, hey, remember when you committed to being my companion and being all the beautiful things that you are without apology for all eternity? Remember that? Wasn't that a funny little goofy time? Do you remember me telling you that you take the feelings of loneliness away from me and we must never part? And here you are out here doing what? Picking up a new man. And not just any new man, my old situationship. Interesting. Maybe after seeing Lestat, he's feeling a little flustered, he's feeling a little frazzled. He goes for a walk to clear his head, but he's on edge because Blondie just won't fucking leave him alone. So he's got to rage. He's got to bash that brain. Who knows? I'm just spitting conjecture here. I'm just talking to the wind here. I'm just talking to the walls. They're bouncing off and they're saying, yes, Autumn, you're correct about everything in life. And I'm nodding back and saying, thank you. This is like my I've connected the dots, you haven't connected shit kind of moment here. Okay, so let me have it. We're gonna get to the actual season and none of this is gonna be true. But it's all about just entertaining your own delusions, okay? Until I'm told that I'm wrong, I'm gonna believe that I'm right, okay? So, moving on. Oh my god, look at the nails. Look at the way he's holding that cigarette. Look at the kerchief with the matching vest. Look at those amber eyes, like a beautiful autumn day. It's fine. I'm fine. All right, back to the teaser. Can I just say, hold up. Whoever made the decision to make Santiago, of all characters, this ultra cunty, platinum waved blonde, gun-toting bitch, a million props. I owe you my life. Who would have had this idea? Reading the book, and even watching the movie, I'm like, this is a little bitch here. I can't wait to see him eat shit. I want to see him eat so much shit, he turns into a toilet. Okay? And now I'm like, I am intrigued by you, my good sir. I am intrigued by these striped suspenders and your homicidal tendencies. Go off, king. Moving on, we're in a red room Louis has been shown previously to tote around a fun little camera. It's at the first cafe scene from this teaser. It's also from the murder mansion scene. We see him with the camera. I think what he's going to do, maybe it starts out with him trying to document his new life with Claudia, but also I think it's going to turn into his way of figuring out what is real, what is not real, as he starts to have more and more hallucinations of Lestat, trying to regain some sort of grasp on reality. And I think this is going to be him realizing just how much he is slipping. I only mentioned this while recording the video, but I think I deleted it in the edit. Louis having a camera in the 40s presents very fun possibilities for the present. Is he going to have a photo album, a little scrapbook, some photo journals for our guy Daniel to investigate and ask Louis more questions about? Or are these photos not going to make it out of the 40s, and they maybe going to get burnt up, because Louis doesn't want to carry these reminders of these painful times with him. The decision is made for the photos to be present in the present. I think that'll be very fun to see what Louis chose to document in his time in the 40s, and then also how Daniel decides to interpret the photos compared to the story that Louis is telling him, because as we all know, picture is worth 1,000 words, But I do think it is just as, maybe even more so, compelling to have the photos not make it, because I think that would be very emblematic of who Louis is as a person. Boy's a runner. He runs away from his problems. He doesn't like confronting painful memories, painful realizations about himself and the things that have taken place in his life. So showing Louis making the active decision to destroy the photos or leave behind the photos, I think will kind of play into Louis' own tendencies to repress and bury painful memories. And that just feeds perfectly into the whole odyssey of recollection. But we'll see. Girl, you're so pretty when you're anxious and stressed out. This hand, again, caused so much conversation from that Instagram video when it was first released. Lots of conversation. Now, I still hold tight to, I think this is a Revenant hand. I initially was like, it could be a Revenant or it could be Lestat. I don't think it's Lestat. Because I think this might have gloves. The more I've looked at it, the fraying right here, it looks like the fraying of cloth. When you go to this frame here, it looks like tears or burns or rips in material and not necessarily skin. Although, if this is a Revenant or even Jesustat or another vampire that's not had a good run of luck, maybe their skin is all gross and patchy like this too. I've also seen other people say that they think it's Louis clawing out of the ground after the trial. And again, I have to say, I don't think it's that, because again, I think that this is a gloved hand. But other than that, also too, just all the rips and fraying on the sleeve here, I don't think that Louis' sleeves would be that ripped up. Not in those sections, not frayed like that. Because he would have fresh clothes on. Even if he was in a tussle, it would be rips and not, like I said, fabric fraying. But again, I could be wrong. This could be Louis. But also too, this is a hole. This is an established hole. It's not someone getting covered with dirt. The dirt's already been uncovered already. So I think this is a hiding place, or I think this is Eastern Europe, because we've got some fire in the background. You can see the way the lights are dancing around. This isn't lights, this is fire. So I think it's either a Revenant crawling out of like a bomb's, hole, whatever that's called. Or maybe this is like where they hide out normally. They like make a fun little home down in this hole and they're crawling out of it. I also think if it's not a Revenant, I think this maybe could be a flashback to Les Innocents. Those were dusty, musty, crusty vampires. So this aesthetic would be fitting. The fire in the background, they didn't have electricity. They're coming up out of the ground. Maybe this is the entrance to Les Innocents. I don't think so. I think that the entrance is going to be like this whole fancy, decrepit, old mausoleum thing that's like very cold and spooky, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. Again, this is all conjecture. Moving on. Oh my God. Oh my God. I mean, seriously? Seriously? Jacob Anderson, could you please leave some beauty for the rest of us? We're begging, okay? I'm on my knees. I need to attract a fella too, you know? And it would be nice if you could just like give me a little peace offering, like just this much, an ounce of your beauty. That's all I need. That is all I need. Oh my God. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous girls. Gorgeous girls. He's troubled. Consternation coloring his face beautifully. How do I mimic this look? How do I get the Louis de Pointoc look? How do I look so appalled, yet concerned, so chicly? Answer the question, Louis. The girls want to know. Whoa! Whoa! Did we see that? Did we see that? That's fire powers, baby. All right. Another thing to put, you know, crazy thing to like get into here. Okay. So this fire powers, I'm very excited about. This is the tunnel from the first trailer released last year. I believe this is Louis and Armand in this tunnel. So you can see they're walking. Louis turns around. And then this is from the new clip. This close up here, fire powers. Maybe Louis is turning around because he knows this is the fire. Maybe he's turning around just because Armand said something. With these, you know, two back to back, obviously he's not looking here. So these clips don't go together. But I just wanted to point out that this is the tunnel that Armand was leading Louis through. I initially, when I first saw this solo clip, I thought it was Louis with the fire powers, and that made me very excited. I cannot wait. I hope that they do get into Louis and his whole fire power thingy. Maybe perhaps Armand will show Louis how to use the fire power, and then Louis will turn that on the theater and be like, shouldn't have shown me, bitch, because burn it all down. But I would kind of almost prefer for Louis just to like find the power within himself through the power of rage, you know? It just comes out of him like friggin' Jean Grey or something, just absolutely losing it. We have this here, the bombs dropping, Claudia and Louis running away. So we do know, obviously, that this season is taking place during World War II. As I said before, they are traveling through Eastern Europe. Not a great time to be traveling through Europe, gotta say. You maybe should have stuck with Buenos Aires, but whatever. That's where Claudia thinks she can find the other vampires, and she's right. Louis is looking cozy as fuck, can I just say? Look at this big billowy coat with another like coat thing underneath it. I'm living for it. However, Louis, why are you making Claudia carry all the bags? Where is your brotherly love, your fatherly devotion, your gentlemanly sense of chivalry? You ain't got nothing. She's got both bags on her body, and you're just running. Come on, help her out. Jeez. Also, too, pointed out, look at what Louis is wearing here. We got a dark coat. We got another coat underneath it with a navy, I would say, probably shirt and a lighter shirt underneath. From the first trailer released, Louis being attacked by this revenant vampire. Look at that clothing combination. I think it's the same. So they're going to have to also do the double whammy of fleeing from dropping bombs in World War II and also revenant vampires. Can I just point out as well, looks like she's got ratchety sleeves. I'm just saying maybe it's her coming out of one of the holes in the ground. Maybe. So after this, we have this bloody corpse dropping to the ground below. Who is that? I think this is probably from a performance from the Théâtre de Vampire. I think this is probably a victim. She's got a lot of blood on her, so I'm guessing it's from all the different vampires feeding off of her at different places. These look like maybe stage doors on either side, where, you know, to the shock and awe of the audience, the stage doors was open. She disappears down below and she's gone. Where did she go? The magic of the theater. Am I right? Am I right? We're not going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about it. We all know what we think this is, so we're not going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about it. I mean, Mr. Jesus de Lioncourt rising from the grave again, just to say a quick hello. Hey babes, you miss me? And I love the fact that it's not just Louis coming across the laid out corpse of Jesustat. He's coming back from the grave. He's not just there as guilt to haunt him. He's there as a fully realized apparition to do what he's always done, and that's annoy the shit out of Louis de Pointe-de-Lac. You have to respect his commitment to the game in life and in death. Okay? Okay. Cut to black. Ooh. Ooh. All that stuff that happened in the past, it's ending now. We go to...
What happened next?
Look at him. My man Daniel. Boy is tired. Boy is fed up. Boy wants some goddamn answers. I'm not your fucking boy. I'm an old man with all the triggers that come with that. Sorry, I had to. He's like, God damn it, guys. Listen, he wants answers. He wants the truth. He wants to confront this freaky deaky specimen looking at him like a hot steak on a summer night. He wants to get his back blown out. Who said that? Who knows? I would like to know. This is an academic space here, okay? This is an intellectual space, and if you can't keep your mind out of the gutter, then you need to go, okay? Go pull up a chair, because this is the place for you. Am I right? Yeah! Like, he gonna fuck that old man, okay? He gonna fuck that old man. And he... You know what I'm saying? But also this. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is like Farrah Fawcett's hair in the 80s. There's layers to this. Yes. Yes. Okay. Yes. Thank you. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 frames. It's 20,000 words. Need I say more? We finally made it through the teaser. We finally made it through the 30 seconds. An hour in. Can you imagine what it's going to be like when I have a full, 55-minute episode? I'm not going to be talking about anything else for the next 10 years. Nothing else. Get over it. I'll just finish off with, saying some things that I'm looking forward to and I'm very excited about this season. First up, oh my god. I'm a Lestat girly through and through. I love that beautiful blonde bimbo. He is my rock. He is my core. I am nothing without him. He is my Jesus. Okay? Okay. He was Anne Rice's Jesus as well. So, I'm in good company. I'm in interesting company. And that's better, right? I'd rather be in interesting company than good company. I'm interested for the, sick ways that he's gonna continue to fuck with Louis' life. There's nothing better than Louis just being distressed. So obviously, I'm very excited about Lestat and Louis' relationship continuing through the Lestat in Louis' mind. Sam Reed said at the TCA panel that this season, the Lestat we see is also kind of Louis, which will be a very interesting, from an acting point of view and a writing point of view, creating a character through the lens of another character. I mean, we've obviously already done that sort of with season 1, but really even more so in season 2, Lestat will become a manifestation of Louis' guilt and regret and longing for the life that's no longer his anymore in, more ways than one. His human life, but also the life that he shared with, him and Claudia back in New Orleans. I am very intrigued to see just how that plays out and how this version of Lestat and, consequently this version of Louis, how that affects Louis in the 40s and also in the present time, because obviously it's still lingering about with him. I'm So excited to see the introduction of Lestat and Armand's relationship because, oh my god, call it an orange the way it's so juicy. I love their relationship. I'm really excited to see how much of Lestat's backstory we're going to get in here, but also Armand's backstory. I mean, that's something I've not really seen people talk about. I wonder, are we going to go back to, you know, the 1500s? Are we going to go back to Russia? Are we going to go to Italy at all? Are we going to go to his early days, how he became a vampire? I am really intrigued to see Armand's backstory, how much of that we dig into in this season. I don't think it's going to be a whole lot because obviously the main story is Louis. And, you know, Claudia coming to Europe and that whole storyline. But still, I'm just so fascinated to see how much into Armand's backstory we get to, because he's a very fascinating character. His need to have a god and have someone to deify is very sociopathic and fascinating. And you know, obviously we've seen Louis as an unreliable narrator. I'm curious if we're going to get into Armand as an unreliable narrator, because I do feel like a lot more of this season will probably be obviously Louis still narrating, but with Armand's interjections in here. I'm curious to see how he paints Lestat. If, you know, the Lestat in Armand's mind is going to be this like godlike creature who dismantled his whole belief system and his whole cult, or if he's still going to have like those fringes of disdain and hate coloring the tale for, I mean, doing just that, and also, you know, just continuously denying him throughout the years and not giving him the love that he has begged him over and over for. Oh my god. Oh my god. Girls, my stomach is getting upset just thinking about it. I'm getting so many flutters. Obviously, I'm very, very interested in the Loumand relationship. Just seeing how quickly it blooms and blossoms. I think that's going to be, you know, again, another kind of interesting parallel to show, you know, how long it took for Louis to open up and finally accept Lestat and, you know, their relationship. And even by the end, he wasn't, you know, he didn't have a place to show off their relationship in New Orleans outside of their home. He couldn't be public with Lestat, even though everybody knew. He had to still keep it under wraps, keep up pretenses. Whereas at least with, you know, with Armand in Paris, it's totally different because he has this coven, so he can be out and open, at least with the coven. Because, you know, they talked again at the TCA panel about how Louis and Claudia are going to Europe with this idea that, you know, in Paris and, you know, these, you know, greater centers of culture, that there's going to be more acceptance, and realizing that there is not, that acceptance does not necessarily extend in the way that they expected it to. So again, even if he can't necessarily be as out and open in Parisian society, within the vampiric society, he for sure can. And that's got to be enthralling and exciting. Plus, this having this open void of this lost love of Lestat, and the beginning of the lost love of feeling Claudia kind of slip away, opens up this giant hole within Louis he's desperate to fill. And in more ways than one, if you catch my drift, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. And then I am fascinated by the decision to have them still together in the current timeline, because what does it mean? What does it mean? A bunch of people on Twitter and Tumblr theorize that it means that the present day is in the Merrick kind of time. It's on the Merrick timeline, which, yes, that makes sense because we've also had an introduction of Farid Bansali, which, I mean, he wasn't there even in the Merrick storyline, but it's closer. Farid doesn't show up until the final trilogy, the Prince Lestat trilogy and the Vampire Chronicles. So, like, again, there are little, like, seeds that are throwing me off, but intriguing me. I personally don't want it to be in the Merrick timeline because, I mean, sure, I do think that Roland Jones and, you know, the writing team would still have a plan to incorporate certain things that happened prior to that. They're obviously playing with timelines a lot. But mainly because there are some things that I need to see happen before we get to that point in the story, okay? First and foremost, I need to see Rockstar Lestat, okay? That's not an option. I have to have Sam Reed gyrating and thrusting in leather and lace on my screen, okay? I'm jumping. What the hell is chopping? There is a 1,000-foot bridge 15 miles outside of town. If that doesn't happen, I'm gonna go on it and just reflect and just be really sad. I'm not gonna do anything more drastic than that, but I'll be really sad. Also, you know, from that, the Akasha storyline, which I could see them kind of combining the Akasha and Amal storyline into one, making it like a thing where Akasha is being kind of informed by Amal in that sort of way. But again, this is all conjecture. We'll see. With them still being together in the current storyline, I'm curious if they're going to maintain the thread that was in the book of Louis just losing all sense of self and going through life as a ghost without Claudia, knowing that, you know, having figured out for a while that Armand, his role that he played in, spoiler alert, big spoiler, this is the big spoiler I was talking about, Claudia's death, or if they're going to make it to where Louis is not aware of that, or he's like repressed that awareness. You know, deep inside, part of him does know, but he hasn't come to confront that. And if, you know, with the interview in Daniel, that's going to come out and that's going to create a rift between Louis and Armand now. Who knows? We shall see. But again, with the whole like Merrick storyline, a bunch of people, you know, have pointed out that Armand's line saying this interview is a suicide note, and they think that the season is going to end with Louis going into the sun, and that wakes Lestat from his little sleep under the earth, and he comes rushing to save him. And I just, like, yes, that's romantic and all, but like, no, I need the before. I need Lestat not knowing how to find Louis, and the only way he and his big dramatic theater gay brain can come up with is to make a rock album complete with a whole rock anthology video series to draw him out to him. Come to me, Louis. Come to me. I need that to happen. Listen. Here's how I think. Ever since I read The Vampire Lestat, how I've always envisioned season 2 ending is like, you know, all of them in the penthouse, blah, 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 blah. They're all riled up and talking. And then like on the radio or on Spotify, I don't know, somehow, somewhere, all of a sudden, what's this? This brand new hot single from this very new upcoming artist? Rock version of Come to Me. Rock version of Come to Me. Thank you very much. It's happening. It's happening. I'm manifesting it. I've been manifesting it for a year and a half. And they're all looking at each other. Huh? Who? What? When? Where? How? Lestat is alive and singing on my radio? What is this? I'm also very, very excited to see Louis and Claudia's relationship as it devolves, which is sad. But it just makes for such good drama. And Claudia growing as a character. And I'm curious, again, how much of future books they're going to incorporate into this, because, you know, in later books we kind of see that like maybe Claudia and Louis' relationship was not as peachy keen as we thought it was, and I'm curious to see if they're going to interject that into the narrative this season more. Yeah, I'm curious to see if they're going to incorporate that into the show or if they're going to take it in a different direction, but we do know that they're going to slide apart. Like, one of the most tragic elements of the book is when Louis and Claudia get to Paris and them coming to realize that they are not enough for each other and they're never going to be enough for each other. And they have to go their separate ways. And they do. Boy, they do. But Claudia has done no wrong. Ever, and I don't mean that as an exaggeration. Get her perspective. It's just the truth of the matter. I'm sorry if you disagree. You're wrong. I'm curious to see Claudia and Madeline's relationship, what that's going to look like. I mean, gay, right? We're all in agreement. If it's not, we're all just going to be okay. You know. I'm also very curious to see if they addressed the casting change within the show, or if they're just gonna, carry on and be like, no, this is the same character. We have too much other story to tell. We're not gonna get into this. But I do think, I mean, if they want to, there's definitely, of all the shows out there, that a casting change could work to their benefit. I think this is one of those shows because it opens up very interesting possibility for, again, the whole idea of memory as a monster, the Odyssey of Recollection. They could either be like, this is Louis, he can't even remember necessarily, hi Heater, what Claudia looks like. She's changing in his mind. I think also too, they could go the route of, this is a very different Claudia that we're about to see, very different relationship between the two of them that we're about to see. So this could, in Louis's mind, almost be like an entirely different person to him. Who knows? Or like I said, if they don't want to get into it, I'm also fine with that. I'm very excited for the present day storyline. Not only Louis and Armand's relationship, because clearly it's very different than what we thought it was in season 1. If this frame doesn't tell you just about a million different stories, I don't know what will. It's also really exciting because I have no fucking clue, obviously, for what happens in Paris and what's happening, in the 1700s. I've got some idea. No fucking idea. I have nothing grounded to base my assumptions on. It's purely theoretical. So excited to see that. Excited to see Devil's Minion coming to play. We're obviously, they've mentioned that we are going to revisit the 70s, and the first interview becomes much more important this season. And I just want to know how far they're going to go with the Devil's Minion, Daniel and Armand's relationship. That opens up the beautiful theme of memory being a monster with Daniel himself, because he can't remember this. His memory's been wiped. And what memories are going to come back to him from their initial interview and all the subsequent relationship that follows after that. What's Daniel going to have dredged up through the process of this interview that's supposed to be focused on Louis' story? How much of Daniel's story is also going to come out with that? I'm so pumped. The Devil's Minion is just, oh my God, it's one of the most iconic chapters in the entire Vampire Chronicles, in the entire world, one might say. Like, the tectonic plates shifted when I read that. I woke up in Utah, okay? That's how much my world spun after reading it. Anyways, those are my thoughts and theories about season 2. I don't know how theoretical I got. I don't know how coherent I was. I just kind of black out when I start talking because I get really excited. And who knows what this will be by the time I'm done editing it. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you agree. Let me know if you have some other ideas about what things could happen, what things could mean, what they could be. And yeah, party at my place May 12th, right? Everybody's coming? Come on. Okay. They say bye. Oh, don't fall. Please don't fall. I need you. I need you to stand up when I can't, okay? There we go.